Mahmoud Ahmadinejad was born on October 28, 1956, in the Iranian village of Aradin. His father changed the family name to Ahmadinejad and moved to Tehran, where his son excelled in school.
He was small and short, but he was still able to command respect of his fellow students because he was smart.
After the 1979 Islamic Revolution, Ahmadinejad became politically active. In 1997, he attained his doctorate, and by 2003, he was elected mayor of Tehran.
He made himself a very popular man with the working classes by being someone who doesn't put on airs, someone who doesn't get chauffeured around in fancy limousines and so forth. So that was basically his style of governance.
Backed by a powerful conservative force, Ahmadinejad ran for president of Iran in 2005 and won in a landslide victory.
Ahmadinejad was charismatic, very quick-witted in speeches, and when he promised in his first campaign for the presidency that he would change the economic conditions of the Iranian people, they believed him.
President Ahmadinejad bonded with the people of Iran, but his anti-Israeli rhetoric and continuing pursuit of a nuclear program put him at odds with the United Nations.
Ahmadinejad personally hated the Israelis with passion, and he threatened Israel with destruction. This is one of the reasons the United States and Israel are determined not to allow Iran to acquire nuclear weapons.
On June 12, 2009, 85% of Iran cast ballots for the presidential election. Although Ahmadinejad won the race, allegations of fraud arose.
The candidate, Mousavi himself, claimed that there had been fraud based on his knowledge. He felt that he had won the election, or the election, at least at a minimum, had been manipulated to the point where Ahmadinejad was given the victory.
Following the election, protests erupted in Iran and around the world, lasting for several months. Although official reports claim only 69 fatalities, human rights groups suspect a much higher death toll.
The Revolutionary Guard, the Ayatollahs, the administration of Mahmoud Ahmadinejad opened fire with machine guns. They shut down the internet, made it almost impossible for the Iranian people to protest without great loss of life.
On August 3, 2009, Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei formally endorsed Ahmadinejad as president.
Mahmoud Ahmadinejad is a figurehead. He was once again anointed by Ayatollah Khamenei as the man who would lead Iran for another 5 years. But he's not really the leader. The Ayatollah is in firm control of Iran.
President Ahmadinejad would be a dangerous political power if he had a real power in Iran, if he had the real authority to start a war, for example, which he doesn't. That said, he can be dangerous because his rhetoric lends credence to the claims that other people have in the region, whether it's Israelis or the Americans, to want to perhaps initiate military action against Iran. So in that regard, he is very dangerous.